Do you hear the talking before bed? It's faint at first, a light whisper that slowly turns into a crowded room of discussions between people. The problem is, nobody's there. Nobody at all. The only person there is me. It's always just me, all alone in my room. Every night I'll enter what I believe is an almost fully asleep state, a state in which my body has fallen asleep, but my brain hasn't quite caught up yet. It's always in this state when it occurs. I've been told it's just sleep paralysis, or a form of it, but I don't believe that. Not anymore. Not since this morning. Yesterday night when I entered this so-called sleep paralysis, I heard something calling my name. It was a light voice, a woman's voice. The voice I'd always heard before the crowd of people who aren't there enter my room. The words she was muttering sounded comforting. They sounded like my grandmother who had passed away. She would speak full sentences, giggle, then continue to speak about whatever it was that I couldn't fully understand. This went on for what felt like 20 minutes, the usual amount of time right before the room would fill up with talking and laughter, always from a crowd of individuals who were never there. But then she stopped. Her voice had disappeared for what felt like a minute. I thought this was my body's cue of telling me to pass out already, but I wasn't that lucky. I heard another voice enter the blank domain of my room. It was a creature's voice. It sounded dark. It was deep and fear-inducing. It told me in what again sounded like another language that my protector was gone. It told me it had sent her to a dark place. It then laughed with a demonic growl, which I somehow understood as it saying it now had control over me. For what felt like days, it would laugh violently and tell me to do bad things, horrible things, things I would never consider in my life. It told me I had no choice. It began threatening me, saying if I didn't, it would make sure it got rid of everyone I loved. After what felt like an eternity trapped inside my head, I must have passed out and awoken. Sweat dripping down my head, a moist feeling all over my pillow, head heavy from exhaustion. I had finally escaped it. That was until I checked my phone. I had received a call from my sister who I was close with. She left a voicemail. I opened up my phone, hit play, and felt all the color drain from my face. "Ryan, you need to wake up now. Mom and Dad just got into an accident. They didn't make it. The truck hit them head on. I don't know how it happened. Please, for the love of God, wake up." I could hear the fear in her voice, the tears falling down her face as she sobbed while trying to relay the terrible news. I didn't know what to do. Laying there motionless in bed, I felt like I was dying. I was so tired, and now this? What should I have done? Called her back? Found out where they were? No, I couldn't. I was in shock, and my body must have known that, so much so that I passed out from the news. Instead of waking up, I again was greeted by a feeling of sleep paralysis, the same one from the night prior. This time, however, I heard loud footsteps from outside of my room, slowly getting closer towards the entryway. Each step got louder, each felt more heavy than the last, until the footsteps stopped right before the edge of my bed, right where I had passed out. I heard something large crouching. I was half asleep, but I could feel a hot breath on my cheek. Then it spoke.
"How are your parents doing? Did they like my little gift? You know, it's not so hard making a truck driver fall asleep at the wheel. They're always so, what's the term, sleep deprived." Anyway, hope you do as I say. I wouldn't want anyone else getting hurt if I were you. Oh, forgot to mention, your grandmother adores the dark place. I can tell by her screaming. At least your parents can join her now. I'll make sure of it.